So this afternoon I was very interested when you said one of your teaching subjects is philosophy of language. I'm very interested in what's done. I don't want the whole curriculum, but it'd be good. Just a synopsis, and you said it's a little bit different to what's done elsewhere. What does that mean? Because I've never seen a subject called the philosophy of language, actually.
Well, I don't know. Normally when you think of philosophy of language, certain traditions come to mind that are very much centred on the study of logic, formal logic, or Oxonian analytical philosophy, English analytical philosophy. Also the American school, the Speech Act theory, which begins with Austin, and the English school. Whereas I would say, with respect to all that, which is as respectable, obviously, as we know, these studies are, I would say our approach in Baris, well, as I do philosophy of language, is more open, I would imagine. Also following a tradition with Augusto Ponzio, but before him Rossi Randi, and before him Giuseppe Semerari. There's a whole line of Italian thinkers, Massimo Bonfantini. These are all philosophers, semioticians and philosophers of language that have put together different traditions, so have created a dialogue, let's say, between the English tradition, between continental philosophy, phenomenology, therefore Husserl and all that, Merleau-Ponty in France, and American pragmatism, for example. So that kind of environment, intellectual environment, I would say that's where the philosophy of language that I teach would come from. And it's not time to go into everything, but if you just reflect on the expression philosophy of language, it does not necessarily have to be read as language as the object in this expression, philosophy of language, but the philosophy of language, the philosophy inherent in language, the philosophy that is in language, therefore, as this opening onto meaning and communication and alterity. It's inherent in language. And that is where sign theory is very useful to help understand that better and develop this perspective, this opening, which I would call this inherent philosophy of language, which is open to the other. Otherwise, what is language? I'm talking about communication, not about modelling now, specifically about communication through language, which is verbal or non-verbal. From this point of view, I would also say that ethics is in language because otherness is in language, and language is in otherness. So philosophy of language becomes very open and very broad, and allows me to bring all these authors that I've been talking about into the picture for a discussion of what language might be, could be, what we can do with language, and signs and meaning, and so forth.
So language is like the